Today, I want to talk about a popular topic, a popular question I've been getting a lot lately, and that is my favorite exercises to grow your shoulders.
I've been doing things that they told me I should never do. I've been doing things that they told me I could never do now. Never do, I could never do. I've been looking back and I'm the only one who ever knew. My dreams began to turn out.
Hey my friends, thank you guys so much for tuning back into my channel. My name is Krysten Jansen, online fitness coach for the Natty Hour. As some of you may know, shoulder growth has been a top priority of mine for the last couple of years. For those who don't know, when I first started training, I actually hated training shoulders. I absolutely despised it. And I think it's because my shoulders were they're super weak and I just didn't enjoy it because I couldn't get past the pink dumbbells at the time. I think I got to 5-pound dumbbells at one point and I stuck there for what felt like a lifetime. What ended up happening, because I felt so discouraged because I wasn't seeing as much strength gains as I did with other muscle groups, I just stopped training shoulders, which was a huge mistake. Because I stopped training shoulders, I actually ended up injuring my right shoulder and it took a long time for it to heal. And that's just because it was completely underdeveloped compared to my other muscle groups. So if you don't like training shoulders, it gets better, I promise. Strength gains for shoulders is the most difficult muscle group to actually gain strength in, but once you do, it is worth it. So if you are struggling to grow your shoulders, if you are struggling to make noticeable strength gains when it comes to your shoulders, just hold strong. Don't make the mistake I did, because I think I would have significantly more developed shoulders now if I didn't get discouraged and let my ego get the best of me because I wasn't lifting that heavy. Having said that, once my shoulders did get better, I did start prioritizing them much more. So today I'm going to give you my 5 favorite exercises that significantly helped me grow my shoulders. First exercise is the overhead press. Now, as a lot of you know, I like to prioritize any compound movements at the beginning of my workout. This is where there are exercises that are multi-joint movements. That means that there are multiple joints involved to perform this exercise efficiently. So as you can tell from the overhead press, there is a lot of variables to consider here. You're activating your ankles, your knees, elbows, and of course the shoulders. I always prioritize any overhead pressing at the beginning of any shoulder day. This is exercise number 1. Biggest thing with overhead press is maintaining a neutral spine. Once you gain your momentum and you push the bar over top of your head, it is very easy to lose core stability. Once you lose core stability, you're putting yourself at risk of injuring your back. So you want to make sure that your lower back is not being hyperextended. It's totally okay to use momentum for this exercise to get the bar over top of your head, but once the bar goes over top of your head, you want to make sure that your spine is being neutral throughout the entire range of motion. Biggest cue for this that has helped me ensure that I maintain a neutral spine when performing this exercise is actually to squeeze your glutes. Sounds super weird, right? But by squeezing your glutes once you push the bar over your head, actually throughout the entire range of motion, keeps your pelvis in place so that your back doesn't go into hyperextension. It keeps it neutral. So squeeze your glutes. Sounds crazy, right? But give it a try. I think you'll notice an insane difference. All right, next exercise that I always like to go into is any type of rear delt exercise. This is such a small muscle group and so many people don't prioritize their rear delts, because even for me right now, knowing that I need to prioritize my shoulders, it's still a very small muscle group, so I'm not as strong when it comes to training my rear delts. So I mean, I always try to prioritize rear delts right after my compound movement so that I'm not too exhausted by prioritizing my rear delts at the end of my workout when I'm so exhausted that I can't lift as heavy as I could if I put a rear delt exercise closer to the beginning of my workout. So after overhead press, I like moving into face pulls. Face pulls are an excellent rear delt exercise if you were doing them properly. A lot of people say that they feel face pulls in their back or in their lats, and if you're feeling it in that particular area, it's because you're not doing them properly. So biggest cue with face pulls is I like to pretend that I'm ripping my shirt open. So not just pulling the rope towards your face, I'm pretending that I'm ripping my shirt apart. So when I pull the rope to my face, I'm actually trying to pull the rope apart. So by doing that, you're gonna actually start activating the rear delt versus your mid back. So great cue for that one. The next exercise, my most favorite exercise of all, is the dumbbell lateral raise. Lateral raises is an excellent way to just really round out your shoulders. It works the mid part of your delt, and it is such an excellent exercise to really give it that pumpkin shape that everybody is searching for. So when it comes to lateral raises, I honestly recommend doing a bunch of variations. So what I mean by that is not just doing straightforward dumbbell lateral raises. Incorporate in some leaning lateral raises, leaning cable lateral raises, seated lateral raises, single arm lateral raises, high reps, low reps, heavy, not heavy. Incorporating all those different variables is just going to allow you to focus on different ways of activating the delt. So for me, I like just doing regular dumbbell lateral raises, so that's what you'll see in this demonstration here. But I actually train shoulders multiple times during the week, so I'll typically only do maybe 2 to 3 exercises in an upper body day where I do this style of dumbbell lateral raises. And then when I do another upper body day later on during the week, I'll incorporate a different variation just so I can ensure that I'm hitting different areas of the deltoid. So if you guys would like a breakdown of how I actually set up my training split so I can effectively hit one muscle group multiple times during the week, just comment down below, let me know if that's something you guys are interested in. But biggest tip when it comes to doing a lateral raise, any type of variation, is to pretend that I am actually pouring a cup of coffee or a pot of tea. So when you're doing the lateral raise, you actually want to bring your pinky, you want to bring it so it is pointed up towards the roof. Next thing too is to bring your arms just slightly forward versus directly straight to the side. I find that shoulders, they are very prone to injury. So the best way to avoid injury for this exercise is to make sure that your arms are slightly in front of you versus being out to your side. It's just an awkward position. It's going to keep you nice and stable throughout the entire range of motion. So make sure that you keep your arm just slightly in front of you versus directly out to your side. Okay, next exercise is a one arm dumbbell press. It's a variation of the overhead press, but I find that this one just allows you to isolate the front deltoid a little bit more. As you can see with this one, I like to actually hold on to a bench because it's very easy to lose that core stability when you're doing the weight on just one side. Some people, when they're doing this exercise and they're not holding on to something or they're not bracing their core properly, they will start to kind of tilt to the side where the weight is being held on. So it's actually a good variation to help you strengthen your core stability. So lift a little bit lighter when it comes to this one and just focus, if you watch yourself in the mirror, focus on making sure that your core is staying neutral throughout the range of motion and it's not tilting to the side. Okay, and last exercise, we're finishing off with the rear delts again. I like to hit those a couple times in a workout. So we are gonna do a reverse fly on an incline bench with some dumbbells. This one is just such a great way to completely eliminate any type of momentum. I do think that controlled momentum through the rest of the exercises are totally okay, as long as you're maintaining a neutral spine and the momentum is controlled. You're not going out of control with dumbbell lateral raises and completely leaning back in order to get the weight up, but having it controlled is totally okay. Having said that, it's still also good to focus on some isolated movements. So by being on an inclined bench like this, it just is going to allow you to completely isolate the area. So same thing with the face pulls when it comes to the reverse flies here, is I like to again pretend that I'm just ripping something apart versus trying to squeeze my shoulder blades together. If you try to pinch your shoulder blades together, you will feel it more so in your mid back, but if you kind of pretend that you're pulling something apart versus swinging up and pinching, you'll definitely activate and isolate the rear deltoid there. All right, you guys, those are my 5 favorite exercises when it comes to growing your shoulders. I hope you guys found it helpful. Give it a try. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys think if you guys give it a try, and what's your favorite exercise out of these 5 exercises. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next one.